Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today, my friends, we're attempting to build a tiny home, which isn't actually that tiny. I mean, it's 2 stories, so like, I've done tinier houses in the past, but I wanted to try and use the new stair configurations to make use of a really, really tiny space to make a 2-story tiny house, because I've done like 5x5 box challenges a million times, but I wanted to make them have 2 stories. Now we have these stairs that can be twisted around. You could like make it work really easily, and so I did. And I made this like little, I almost said Victorian, it's not a Victorian house, but it's like a very traditional looking house from the outside, but it's really, really small on the inside. It's got an upstairs loft bedroom, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, a dining space, and a little living space. And I think it has a desk and a computer and I think a piano as well, one of the mini pianos. It's got a bunch of stuff in it, but it's really, really small. And I had so much fun building it, especially because I was trying to like make use of all the space, right? Because with this tiny house, you have to make everything be usable space because you don't want to waste anything. And so even the kitchen is underneath the stairs, and don't worry, it's functional. I tested it, and your Sims can actually walk under the stairs and cook in there. The only 2 tiles that aren't functional, there's I think maybe counters there just as filler, but there's like underneath the stairs, under the stairs, on the right side is counter space that your Sims can't use, but they can use the rest of it. As long as they can stand there, they can use it. So it's plenty of usable space. It's a medium wall height on the downstairs and a short wall height on the upstairs. There's a lot of wall space too, but it ends up being kind of interesting. I was trying to make it look cute even though it's a 5x5 box, and so it isn't that interesting of a shape. I might try and make a 2-bedroom 5x5 box house like this, because like imagine trying to fit 2 bedrooms in a house that's this small. I mean, you could fit 2 beds probably, but like nothing else. And I kind of want to try. I think it's sort of fun to build these things and try and like make use of all the little tiles and what can I fit in and how many desks can I get and how many desks? Just 1. You just need 1 desk, Kayla. But anyway, the best part for me was the kitchen under the stairs. I feel like it makes kind of a weird box shape to the left of it where the dining room ends up. Well, dining room is a strong word. It's just a table. It's not quite a whole room. The whole house is just 1 room. There isn't a separate dining room. But where the dining table is, it's kind of like a weird little box area that's made because of the spacing of the kitchen and the wall being there, but I wanted to have the counters under the stairs. I love the idea of this kitchen under the stairs like that, so I kept it even though it was like a little bit funky with the floor plan. But it is nice to have some kind of divide in here because you sort of need it with a house that's shaped like this because it's so small and it's just a room. You need to kind of like break it up a little bit. So I did my best. You might see my sim pop in and out. I did playtest this build, so you'll see her like coming in, and I think towards the end we were really struggling to playtest it and make sure the kitchen worked because people didn't believe me, and so I went to check things and like the sink wasn't working and like there was this weird issue with the plant blocking stuff, so we fixed it, but those tiles on the left side, right side, sorry, the tiles on the right side don't work. And I think that the kitchen might actually not have a sink. I don't remember. If it doesn't, I'm terribly sorry. But there's a sink upstairs. Who needs them? You know what I always say, sinks are for losers. But yeah, there's so little counter space that I couldn't fit in a sink or a dishwasher because of the fact that the one usable counter space is in the corner. It wouldn't work. So kind of sad. Honestly, I really apologize, but you know what? It's functional. It's fine. People were saying, because I streamed this build originally, and people were saying, like, hey, you could try and put a mini fridge there under the stairs, but the thing is, it fits there, but your sim can't use it because it's under the stairs, so that it doesn't, like, it counts as not being functional, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it's good for the looks of it, because in real life, if you had a mini fridge under the stairs, or, like, a counter even, it might have no headroom, but you could at least, like, put things, like, a microwave could go there if you wanted, you know, like, you could do that in real life, but we're playing The Sims 4. It's a game. There are some limitations, but I used the tiny desk from City Living, of course, and the upstairs is actually kind of cute. It has a double bed, and it has, like I said, a piano and a desk. There's a bathroom with a shower and tub. I mean, it's got a bunch of amenities. For a small house, it's really got it all. I mean, it isn't that small. It's 5x5, but, like, it's kind of small. I think if the whole thing was just 1 floor and that 5x5 box from upstairs was downstairs as well, I mean, you would have like another 25 squares on the downstairs, and it would be like a decent sized house, but it's hard because of the stairs and like having this landing, it makes you lose a lot of space, so it's kind of hard to make it work with the 2 stories, but it does help separate it a lot, because you don't need to have like separate bedrooms because the upstairs just is the bedroom, which is helpful. There's also a 3-seating dining table in there, which I think is really funny. because it's such a small house, but like, you know what? We can still entertain, okay? I might not have any space, but at least I've got a table. I wanted to put that bookshelf there too, but I couldn't get it to work properly. So I might have just changed it to be a 2-seater table. I don't remember. I think I did make it work. I built this like 2 weeks ago, so I'm watching it back and I'm like, did I make this work? But don't worry, it's play tested, so it works. And I just said work so many times. I also made this sim in CAS. We did like a randomizing thing. We like made a story mode sim because I wanted to build this tiny house, but I was like, what's the inside? What's it gonna look like? You know, who's this tiny house for? And so we did a CAS story mode thing, and we got this sim, and I randomized her look, and she got that like cotton candy colored hair. It's that Island Living hair with the purple and blue and pink, and I don't know. It's a very colorful hairstyle. And I was like, wait, we can make a cotton candy house, so the whole inside is very pink and blue. And I kind of liked it. I think it's a cute little style and color scheme. I was pleased. I kind of want to play with this sim in this house. I love to play in small houses in The Sims. I think playing in big houses is so annoying because there's so much space. And for one, I don't like to start off with a lot of money. I like to play with my Sims kind of poor because then it's a challenge for one. And also you can sort of like grow and expand your house. And I like to do that. I like getting to evolve it over time. Am I right? I mean, I always play these challenges where I start out with like 0 simoleons or like a legacy with 1,800 simoleons. And I built this like little tiny box and then I slowly grow it into a real house over time. Either that or I start off and I like use the free real estate cheat to get a giant house and then cheat my Sims money way down and then I can't afford my bills. Because that's just honestly more realistic. It's no fun to have a Sim that has like 500,000 simoleons. Because what's the point? They don't need to work. They don't need to do anything. Like once they get high up in their career, they start making like 5,000 simoleons a day. There's no point. Just quit. Like I don't know, but I prefer to make my Sims struggle. It's not so fun to not be able to afford your bills in real life, but in The Sims, it's great. They absolutely deserve it. And you know what? I think one of my main I don't know, issues with university in The Sims, when your Sims go to university and get a degree, they come back and immediately make so much money from their jobs. Because they get into, like, level 5 of their career, they get bonuses, they get a signing bonus, and so they, like, might have no money all throughout school, but, like, first day of work, they're rich. And that's just not how life works. Like, let's be real, okay? Imagine getting a good, well-paying job right out of college. No one can relate to that at all. There's not a single person in this YouTube comment section that can relate to that. This is 2019. Degrees are pointless. I'm just kidding. I'm graduating next semester. It's finals week. By the way, I usually do face cam on my videos, but not today. Because I just took a shower, I just washed my hair, I've been having a rough day, I have 2 papers left and another exam, and I just, you know what? I didn't want to be on camera today. You can blame my professors. We're going through it this time around. This time of year is always rough, but like, this semester's been a rough one in general. I've been taking more classes than usual this semester, and so I'm taking 1 extra class, but like, it's a hefty workload, okay? I'm a history major, and so all my work is just papers and papers and papers and papers, and all the big ones are due this semester, and I took a capstone class this semester, so I had like a huge research paper that was due. I finished that one the other day, but like, oh my god, you know? I don't mean to complain, but like, oh my god. So bear with me, kids. I know I missed a video the other day, and like, I didn't stream last night, and I usually do all these things every day, but like, you know, sometimes we just gotta like, cry a little bit, and write all day. And we're getting through it. We're almost there. I'm gonna be done by, this weekend, because one of my papers is due on Wednesday, is my last one, but I'm gonna finish it on Saturday, so like, that's my plan at least. We'll see. But like, this weekend it'll be over. So, I mean, like, then we'll be fine. And then I'll just 1 more semester, and then it's gonna be the worst one yet, I think, and then it's over, and then we're done, and then we're okay, and then I graduate, and everything's fine, and my life will be better then. But for now, we just cry a little bit, you know? I texted my dad, like, a paragraph being like, I'm gonna have a panic attack and die because I'm so stressed right now, and he was like, it's okay, Kayla, you're almost there. He's just so chill all the time about these things, and I'm like, what do you mean it's not okay? My head's gonna explode. But you know what? We've got cute Sims houses and a lot of tears this week, so those of you guys that are in school right now, I feel you. We're all in this together. It's almost over, I swear. For all of you, no matter what grade. You could be in, like, 7th grade, and it's still almost over. I mean, like, in the scheme of things, the grand scale of things, what am I trying to say? Basically, by the time you're 50, like, this week isn't gonna matter, you know? And at least that helps to think about. So this is actually kind of an expensive house, by the way, and it is really small, but I didn't like hold back as far as furnishing goes, and those Discover University vines I've been using in like every single build I've done for weeks because they're so good. They're in free build. So if you, no they're not. Yes they are. No, oh my god. I don't know what I'm saying. They're in debug. If you type bb.show hidden objects and then bb.show live edit objects, you get access to all the build items that are in the catalog that are like in the world. So they aren't technically in your build catalog like in build mode because they aren't like the right poly count, blah 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 blah. But you can access them still, and they're free, so all you gotta do is type in those 2 cheats, and then you get, like, literally everything, so you kind of have to filter through a lot of stuff. If you search debug in your build catalog, and then, like, filter by Discover University, you can find those vines. There's, like, 4 or 5 variants of them, and they're really, really good. I'm so sad we don't have them in the game. Like, we need more vines like that. We have the ones from Get Together, but, like, they're not nearly as good as these, because there's more variants of these, and they're more, like, interesting looking. Like, the ones from Get Together, I'm talking about the green ones. They're kind of just, like, flat on the wall. And there's those pretty flowers that are a little bit better, but, like, they are just one variant of, like, kind of flat on the wall, like, little boxy looking things. But these are way better. So hopefully in the future we get more vines like this because I love them. They're so pretty. They make the builds look so nice. And it's just, like, a simple touch. And they're free, so when your Sims are poor, they can use these vines. I mean, it's great. This Sim doesn't relate at all. I think this house costs like 30,000 simoleons. But I did use an expensive computer and TV and kitchen stuff, which is where that's the killer, right? Is the computer, it's 4,000 simoleons. Like, you're just out of budget immediately once you use that PC. You pick that PC and immediately you're just out of budget. But anyway, I've got some screenshots here for you guys. I hope you enjoy the video. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off right here. Please make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you didn't know, I post new videos every single day. And so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I was gonna post this video like a week ago over Thanksgiving when I was visiting my grandparents, and then I didn't, and then I posted something else instead, but I didn't, and then today I like double, triple, quadruple checked that I hadn't already posted it. But imagine I posted the same build twice. That would be so embarrassing.